Welcome back everybody to Little Miss Stampy Pants. Today I'm going to show you this gorgeous card. I made it out of the Night of Navy and the very vanilla cardstock, and it is also made from the Starlight Thinlit die set and the Starlight Stampin' Up set. And you can actually get this bundle for 10% off. So if you go to littlemissstampypants.stampinup.net and click on store, you'll be able to get that discount. So let's get started. I am going to actually make this card, but I'm going to make it in the cherry cobbler and the very vanilla, just to give it a little bit of a different look to it. I still think it's going to be absolutely gorgeous, but I already have a blue one, so let's see what it looks like in the cherry cobbler. So with this, I cut the cherry cobbler at 5.5 by 8.5. And the very vanilla is cut at 5 1/4 by 4. And I actually did some of the prep work ahead of time just to try and save some time on the video. I scored it already at 4 1/4, and I used my bone folder and flattened that out a little bit. So I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to work with this here. And what we're going to do first is take this stamp set. This is the stamp set that has, looks like a whisper of stars on it. So very beautiful stamp set. And we're going to take some cherry cobbler ink. And we're going to stamp. Let's see if I can do this here. There we go. I'm going to stamp the whole thing. And some people actually do it backwards. They put the stamp pad to the stamp when it's this big. Do I think it makes a difference? Not really. I still think that you get a beautiful stamping image either way. Wonder how many people are actually ready for Christmas already. Not that far away, that's for sure. Alright, and I'm just going to stamp that down there. Press it for a bit. Pull it up. Isn't that gorgeous? And now what I'm going to do, because I do want to actually emboss this, and I don't know if anybody knows, but you can actually emboss on the classic stamp sets. You can actually sprinkle some clear on there. Alrighty. I probably should have used the embossing buddy first, but I'll do that on the next one. It's clear, so you probably won't see it very much. Alright, so alright, that looks pretty good. And I'm going to emboss that. You can actually see a little bit that it's, let me get this out there. You can see it change colors when you're doing this. Not so much probably on the video, but when you're embossing you can actually see it goes a little bit darker. There we go. Alright, so there's our starting point there. Isn't that gorgeous? Absolutely gorgeous. Alright, let's put this back in the container here. And that embossing powder, it actually goes quite a ways. Like, you can use a lot of it. but you can use it for a long time. That's what I meant to say. All right. So now what we're gonna do is, I've actually already cut out the star here, and I've also cut out this already, but I did not separate it from the Thinlit because I wanted to show you what a really neat tool that I got from Stampin' Up. So with this, when you cut it, this is what happens. However, and it has a bunch of little things, and normally people take a poking tool and they'll start poking it. But this, you just run it across, just like that, and it pops right out. Voila! Isn't that gorgeous? And so easy. And then the same thing with this. We're gonna run it across. There we go. Look at that. How awesome. All right. So we're gonna need both of those. Okay. So the next thing that we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and, since I already have this loaded, I'm going to stamp the inside of the card as well. And this I used the white stamp embossing powder, for this and this. So since I already have this on here, I'm gonna go ahead and actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna stamp this first. I'm gonna wait on this because that is gonna go with a couple other stamps that I have going on, and then I can just emboss all of them all at once. Okay, so let's get the cherry cobbler. I'm going to stamp it. Actually, I'm going to stamp this down a little bit further than my previous one because I want to try and get the whole star. I had to cut the side of the other one, and I don't want to have to do that. So take a look here and see. And it's okay, you can just line it up and see how it's gonna look so that you don't have to. See, I didn't do that last time, and so I had to cut, and I don't want to have to do that. Alright, let's see if I can get it like this. It's going to be up a little bit further, but I think I can make it work. There. Beautiful. And up it goes. That is gorgeous. I love this color. It's very Christmassy. Alright. So now what we want to do is we can actually glue this piece here down, and I would suggest using the fine tip glue pen, but I don't have that yet. I know it's going to work great for this, so I'm just going to try it with the Tombow. It worked on the other one, so hopefully it'll work on this one. And when you're using the Tombow, don't squeeze really hard because you don't need a lot of this glue. It definitely sticks. And I'm just running the glue all around just to make sure that it is gonna adhere. There we go. Alright, and the thing with this, it does have a small end and a longer end. So I'm just gonna line it up. There's a star in this center of it. So I'm just going to line it up, and I'm going to use these lines that's on here as my guide to where I want this to be placed. And each one of these points will go to one of these lines. And that's when you know you've got it really good. Alright, and we're going to let that dry. Oh, I got some funky stuff. Not sure where that's all coming from, but I think we're going to cover that up anyways, so. Okay, so we're going to set this aside. And we're going to take this and we're going to do the inside, the embossing. So we want to get our Versamark ink out. And we want to ink just the very tip of this. And we're going to ink it, and I'm just going to put it in the corner here. Press it down. Beautiful. You can't really see it on camera, but it does darken, so you'll be able to see it when you're doing this at home. And then my guide us to thy perfect light sentiment. I'm going to go ahead and stamp that up here. There. And then I have these two little stars. I'm just going to stamp one up there. And one down here. All right. And then we want our white embossing powder. There we go. And because I didn't use the embossing buddy, I do have some little spots here. Oh. And if you find that you've taken off too much of the embossing powder, you can always re-put it on. And sometimes you gotta do it 3 or 4 times, evidently. That embossing buddy definitely would stop that from happening. Okay, and I'm gonna just move this aside here, and I'm gonna emboss this. And they say the best way to do this is when you're embossing to always put the heat to the back side of the card. But I find it works both ways. And you'll see it change colors. There we go. It'll get really white. Beautiful. All right. Doesn't that look gorgeous? Love it. All right. Okay, I think we're ready to assemble the front of the card. And as you know in my previous video, I've stated, I'm still waiting for my fast fuse. All right, let's try and get some of this off there. Nope, almost put it upside down. That would not have been good. You definitely want to make sure that that does not go upside down. Has anybody ever done that? That would not be good. All right, let's get some Stampin' Dimensionals on here. And I would almost put 3 on there just to make sure. I know some people, they put it on the tips of them and all that good stuff, but all right. See if we can hide that little ingot. Certainly can. Haha. And it does hang over a little bit, so we can always trim it. It probably wouldn't have if I didn't have some extra ink in there. But gorgeous nonetheless. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I almost forgot our rhinestones. I'm going to put rhinestones on there. I usually put, they're easier with tweezers. There we go. All right. I love rhinestones. They make everything so beautiful. When you pop them off and they go flying, makes it for an interesting card. All right, one more rhinestone. Beautiful. Look at that. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? Now, what you can do is you can stamp on your envelope as well, and I can show you how I did that as well. So you just take your, all right, and I'm just gonna ink up. All right, let's see. And I would get a scrap piece of paper. There we go. You really don't want to do that on the stamping pad. And I just stamped it in the corner. Just like that. And then I took my little ones and I stamped the back side of it. And then I took another one. There we go. Oh! So then you have a cute little coordinating set. Oh, I have it upside down. Sorry about that. All right. So I have that, and then I have the blue. Isn't that gorgeous? Absolutely gorgeous. So if you would like to have any of these products that I used to make it this beautiful card, you can visit my website at littlemissstampypants.stampinup.net and just click on the store. I will have a list of the sizes of the cards in the description box below. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching and happy crafting. Thank you.